It is so good to be with all of you. So I was adopted 3 days after my first birthday by Dr. Jim and Judy Culberson, my parents, this whole new family in Morgantown, West Virginia. My mom called my grandmother to tell her that I had been adopted. And my grandmother said, Judy, I told you I think adopting this black little girl into the family is only going to cause problems and I don't want to talk to you about it. Click. Now, my mom being about 5'2", a little over 100 pounds, tiny yet mighty, she said, you know what? I'm tired of these assumptions that my mom is making, and we're all going to get in the car this summer and go to Litchfield, Illinois. And I don't care what my mother thinks. We're all getting in the car. Now, you know sometimes in life we make assumptions about people, and sometimes we forget to just get to know someone to kind of go, let me ask and learn about you rather than just making an assumption. So we get to Illinois. We're driving up the windy road to the farmhouse where my mom grew up. And my grandmother comes out of the house. The door screeches open. She walks out with her arms crossed. She looks at me. She looks away. And she looks back at me and she says, can I hold her? So I was getting to know my grandparents, getting to know my grandma. Can you see? I think my grandmother secretly wanted an afro like me. Look at her hair, right? So I went on to go to college, and then I went to graduate school in Northern California. I moved to Los Angeles where I started doing TV and film. And as I was in LA, I said to myself, I want to know more about my biological roots. I love my family. No one will ever replace them. They are my heart. But I wanted to know who I look like. I wanted to know medical history. I had all these questions I wanted to get answered, but I didn't know where to begin. I called the private investigator, 3 hours, all the information I needed. And 4 days later, I got a phone call. She said, hold on, let me get your uncle on the phone. Then my uncle gets on the phone. He goes, oh, Sarah. Oh my goodness. He says, we are so happy you've been found. Do you know who you are? And I said, I'm Sarah. He said, you are part of a royal family. And then after those 2 weeks of all these African family members calling me who live in the United States, my birth father called. And the first thing he said to me is, he said, Sarah, please forgive me. I did not know how to find you after you had been placed in adoption. Your name had changed. Everything had changed. I walk down the stairs of the airplane, walk out on the tarmac, walk inside the airport, and my birth father's standing there. It is so good to finally meet you. And he said, it's so good to finally meet you too. The greatest problem with communication is that we don't listen to understand, but we listen to reply. When we listen with curiosity, we don't listen with the intent to reply. We listen to what's behind the words. I just had to put that in there because what I had to do when I went to Sierra Leone is I had to listen to learn, because I realized I did not grow up in this culture, in this environment. They went through an 11-year civil war. How can I listen to learn, to understand, and work together? Not ever go over, let's save anybody. No, how can we work together to move the country forward? Because when I sat down with everyone and all the tribal chiefs, they all told me this is what's going on in the community, this is what's going on. And then I said, can I go speak to the girls in the community, the other children? Can I speak to the amputees? It's so important to not make assumptions about what we think we should do or what others might need, but actually really listen to them to understand what's needed here. And so that's what we started to do. And we started working with the girls, and the girls said, we drop out of school due to our menstrual cycle because we don't have access to sanitary pads. We use ashes, we use rags, we sometimes get infections and we drop out. That's a tough conversation. We worked with the Pad Project and Days for Girls, and we got these washable, reusable sanitary pads that will come up on the screen in a second. And the girls now are in school. We've created a microeconomy, and the girls now are making these pads for other communities that are affordable and keeping girls in school, which is really exciting. So I want to share this all with you because who knows what your futures look like, but who you all are incredible people of service. And when you allow yourself to step into the unknown, I want you to step into those dreams that you want to do, fill your tank along the way, and also make a difference in this world, which you're already doing, and keep being of service to others, because that will take you so far. BCAK. Thank you.